Howdy, all. It is Wednesday night, and we're here for some Symbaroum or Symbaroum, or however the local pronunciation is.
I usually hear it pronounced Symbaroum.
Symbaroum. Okay. Well, remember to ask your doctor if it's right for you.
Yeah.
So here we are, ready to start, I guess, episode 2 of Light and Shadows. So I'm going to turn it over to Aloysius, our esteemed GM, and we'll jump in.
Yes. Hello, as Tom said, I'm Aloysius. I am the GM for our game this evening, and we got up to some classic session 1 shenanigans last time because would it be a session 1 without some getting lost and some shenaniganery? I don't think it would be. But I am here with my lovely players who I will get to introduce themselves. Tom, why don't you start us out, even though everyone should know who you are?
Everybody should know me by now, but anyway, even if you don't. Hey, my name's Tom, sometimes known as Bolthra here on the interwebs. I am playing Willow Grimsbane, a young barbarian witch whose presence in the party is supposed to be a guide and a healer. Well, so far she sucks as a guide, and thank God she hasn't had to heal anyone yet because the powers of the universe are not rolling very well. So we will hope they help better and work better tonight.
Here's hoping. All right, and we'll move on to Q.
Hey everybody, I'm Q. I'm playing Ponder. I'm an ogre who is a scholar, and is on this trip to earn a little bit of money and then do some research into the dark Jakkar. Almost forgot the name of the dang forest. Yeah.
All good. This is the beginning. We're all allowed some leeway. All right, and Jeffrey.
Hi, I'm Jeffrey, and I'm playing Kriven Delanru, a changeling, Ambren-born, but refugee from Ambren. I guess ex-paladin in training. So, looking forward to what tonight brings.
Off to some technical difficulties right off the bat. We'd love to see it.
Uh-oh.
Just some buffering. It's all good. It all caught up with me eventually. There was no cutting out that time.
He's still calling it from his moon base. So
yeah. I mean, at least I'm not looking. At least as far as I'm aware, I'm not looking all pixelated and stuff. Like working on like 360, whatever.
Pixelation's fine as long as we can hear you clearly.
Yep.
All right.
You'd think being that close to a satellite, you'd get better Wi-Fi reception.
I know, but it's absolutely atrocious up here on the moon base. All right. Well, last we left off, our band of, I was about to say heroes, but I'd say that's inaccurate. Band of adventurers.
There we go.
Band of spelunkers, if you will.
Wait, do we have the equipment for that?
Darn it.
Potentially.
We bought rope, I think.
Shopping episode number 2.
Yeah, right. You guys got some rope, and
I
think that's all you really need.
I've got a lantern.
You need some rope and a can-do
attitude. Yes.
But last we left off, our group of adventurers, they had just spent the better part of 2 days journeying into the forests of Jakkar, and were on the edge of a relatively small settlement within the forest itself known as Jakkar, which historically has been what is referred to as a free settler village, which basically are the people who left the Ambrian homeland with the Ambrians and said, we're gonna do our own thing, and set up a settlement of their own, which is what Jakkar is. There are several others, but this is one of the more well-known ones. and up until about I'd say up until 15 years ago, they were able to do our own thing. I had to look at my notes real quick. They had to up until about 15 years ago, they were able to sort of coexist on their own before Queen Corinthia demanded that a magistrate be put into the town to manage trade relations. And the free settlers haven't taken too kindly to that, so there have been tensions ever since.
As happens.
Yes, as happens. But you guys managed to walk in. There isn't a ton of hustle and bustle going on at this point in the day, since it's more late afternoon at this point by the time you guys are getting in. So things are sort of starting to wind down a bit for the day.
I don't know if Willow has been here before. I would imagine she has.
The Jakkar has done plenty of trade with the Odaiova in the past, seeing as they are the most readily available barbarian clan near them in order to do trade with. So it's not unreasonable to think you would have been here before, but I will leave that to your discretion.
Okay. Yeah, she's Bayaga, which is a ways to the north this way at some point. Probably not enough to know, oh, well, the blacksmith is here, the herbalist is here, but if they're not really getting any kind of strange looks right away, she's probably going to suggest are we looking to stay the night, or are we looking to just maybe get some information and keep moving?
It's pretty late in the day. We probably should not head out into the forest.
I agree.
Right now, so let's get a place to stop. And I think we wanted to try to talk to the Huldra for information on
Huldra's in Karvasti, I believe.
Oh, right. We're just stopping here on the way to Karvasti. Yes.
Yes.
But still, I guess we could try gathering information about rumors of the magic mystical Twilight Thistle.
Yeah.
Yes, Twilight Thistle.
Perhaps we can find some information on anybody the party that preceded us to go out into the wilderness.
Yeah. Well, in most games, you start with an N. So I would think maybe look for something like that. How big is Ponder, by the way?
He's actually kind of small for an ogre. He's only, I think, 6'4".
Okay.
Yeah, 6'4", 300 pounds.
Okay. Just trying to think of doorways and stuff like that.
Right. Nope. I opted not to go for the ability that lets you be freaking huge.
Yeah.
But maybe later.
Maybe at another time. Maybe at one point Ponder will just get swole.
Yeah.
Maybe down the line it'll happen.
His head will start growing like Mega Mind.
His brain grew 3 times that day.
It squeezed out his ears.
Because otherwise, I mean, probably a market's probably closing, I would imagine, if it's getting towards the end of the day.
Yeah, there's sort of like a there's a sort of trading post on the eastern side of the city, where you you guys are more entering from the southern part of the city. But actually, no, you would be entering from the western side because you're or from the eastern side because you're following the river.
Yeah.
So yes, there is a trading post sort of relatively close to the riverbank, maybe like 20 feet inland, but it's the building closest to the riverbank that is on your where you guys are coming in from. So while things are winding down, there's a decent chance it could be open.
Okay.
We get a discount on the days it's scraps.
Because what I'm thinking is just kind of go in and just kind of start listening to people, just kind of see what we hear first before we start asking questions. So I mean, I know Willow would definitely be looking for herbs and anything for alchemy, so she would probably be looking for, you know, a stand or a stall or whatever that might be selling any kind of herbs and roots and all sorts of shit like that. So
all right, so you guys make your way to the trading post then.
Yeah.
Okie doke. There's no fancy name for the trading post.
That's fine.
This is not that kind of town. It's just
we're
like
not pretentious. We don't need names.
Nope. It's just like this is the one trading post in town. That is all we need to know.
Yep.
So,
Ye old trading post.
Yep. Ye old trading post.
Okay.
So, all you guys heading in, or just some of you, or what's the deal?
Willow's gonna go in. For the healer, she tends to go in first, but I think it's just her personality. She's just very forward.
First through the door, and yes, I will be going in.
Okay.
I'm not looking for anything in particular. Just
So
keeping an eye out.
She will
Keeping
pull
an
back
ear
her
out.
hood, probably let down her hair so that she probably looks a little more barbarian. I don't think her hairstyle necessarily indicates what tribe she is or clan she is, but she wants to look a little more familiar, I guess. So
Okie doke.
just kind of looking around, see if anybody looks like they're selling anything interesting.
All right, sounds good. Criven, are you going in also?
Yeah, and Criven has put on their mask that indicates they're part of the Godinia tribe.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, the three of you sort of park your ox cart, I guess like next to the establishment, and a bit in the way if you park it in front.
Make sure there's no, it's not a tow zone or anything like that, or
yeah,
Right.
yeah. Make sure someone tows your ox and cart away.
exactly. That would suck.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. You
But
sort of.
does that seem like something that might happen in this town? I mean, I've been through here before, briefly, so I would at least know whether it's safe to leave the cart.
Yes. To your knowledge, and I'd say to your just like, general world weariness of all the places an ox cart could be towed outside of a trading post is most likely not one of them.
Okay. Oh, I wasn't thinking about being towed, more like robbed.
Oh, it's straight up stolen.
Burgled, I should say. Yeah.
A bit more up in the air, that one, but
We'll take a chance. We don't have a lot of crap in the cart yet.
Okay.
all right. So you all head into the trading post. It's relatively empty. There is there's the person working the, I was about to say cash register, but that's certainly incorrect, because those don't exist. Well, or maybe they do. Doesn't matter. There's a person working the front, and there's she's sort of like a early 30s woman, looks free settler, and there is a young man, maybe a little bit younger than her, maybe mid to late 20s, who looks barbarian, and they're sort of just like chatting. It seems more small talk as they're completing a transaction than anything meaningful. The actual establishment itself is not overly large, but it's still a decent size. It looks like they have a good supply of things. So yeah, there are a few handcrafted materials here and there. There's various like signs that have like various names of fish that are being kept in sort of like salt crates. And there's plenty of various things that appear to have been either foraged from the forest or crafted from materials of the forest.
Okay. She'll just kind of slide up to the folks and be like, "Excuse me."
The woman sort of averts it. Well, not averts. She turns her. She looks straight away from you. She just ignores you entirely.
Wow.
I thought I smelled something. No.
Yeah. She turns to face you and she says, "Oh, hello. What can I do for you?"
Hello, I'm a traveler, and I'm looking for any particular herbs you might have for sale.
Oh, of course. We keep herbs towards the
Aisle 6.
shelf.
Okay. Thank you. And she'll just kind of just start gliding over there. Just
Of
keep
course. Holler if you need anything.
I will. Thank you. And she'll kind of start heading that way. Do we all split up like they always teach shoplifters to do? Just like all split up when you get in a store, you know? So.
Yeah, we're all gonna be interested in different stuff, so just kind of wander around randomly.
All right. Anything you're looking for in particular?
She is looking for materials to help her make potions. Or not potions. Let me get back to it. It was alchemy, which was I think under mystical powers. I think. Anyway, yeah, she's gonna just kind of keep an eye out. Just see is like there's somebody like working there or like a vendor selling that stuff or.
It looks like there's just the woman who's operating the front.
Okay.
She looks like she's the at the very least currently she looks like she's the only one operating the trading post.
Okay. She's kind of Willow's just kind of looking through and then she's just gonna kind of look over and say, any Twilight Thistle.
She sort of like looks at you a bit curiously and says, "I'm afraid we don't have anything by that name."
You're not familiar with it?
I can't say that I am.
It's a shame. I've heard it's quite useful for some things.
Oh,
So,
like what? Such as?
I think there's some healing powers to it, maybe. Should kind of emphasize the word powers.
Well, that's always certainly useful for the right people.
Right. Yeah, it's quite popular. I'm not surprised you don't have any, but couldn't hurt to ask, right?
Are you a healer yourself?
I am. Just still got lots to learn, but yeah, I am. We're getting spammed. Yay.
We made it.
Yay.
We made it.
What? Oh, I missed the.
Yeah, we got spammed. So,
That means we're official enough, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, she'll kind of make her way around the table and then maybe kind of start heading back. She's gonna look over and kind of see what Kriven or Ponder are up to.
All right. What are y'all doing in this trading post?
Well, while I'm wandering around randomly, I would like to bring up my witch sight and attempt to see the dominant shadow of the location, just to get an idea of, how on the level this place is.
Okie joke.
Seemed
Will.
friendly to me. So.
Yeah. Good. Never know
Nice.
what might be.
All right.
They're
Remind
all-
me exactly how that works. If you have that
I
information.
make a
on you.
test of vigilant modified by the target's discreet. For a location, I'm not sure how that's supposed to work.
Okay. Let me see if I can find that information real quick. Oh, we have elevator music playing.
Mhm.
Is it too loud?
Your background music? No, I don't
Yeah.
think so.
No? Okay, good.
No, it's all good.
And then that cost me 1 temporary corruption.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. That at least tells me what section I need to be looking in. Thank you.
Mhm.
Because I had to remember if that was a power or if it was an ability.
It is a power.
I got it stuck in your
Yeah.
head, Jeffrey.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
That's how the corruption manifests itself.
Yes. Earworms.
Yep. All right. Which site? Where you at?
Not the bees.
Oh God, the bees.
Yes. Looking up air rules, the most entertaining
Oh,
of.
I can find it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Which site?
Yes. Which site?
Just think of Will Ferrell in the Elf movie instead of Francisco. Symbaroum.
Yeah.
Symbaroum.
Un momento, por favor. Oh, come on, really? 125.
I feel like I'm blind.
We need witch site to find this witch site.
All right, now I'm gonna have to grab my book.
Oh,
Page 125.
125.
Yep. And it is
Wow, I was blind. I'm holy shit.
You had your finger right there, marking it while you looked everywhere else.
Okay. Let's see. Where?
free action character can make a roll against vigilant versus discreet. Doesn't say if you're looking at a place or
Let's
something.
see.
So.
Oh, okay. Vigilant versus discreet in an attempt to see the dominant shadow of a creature, location, or object.
Yeah.
So apparently it works the same way for all of them.
Yeah.
Right.
So
But-
I think
How locations
right.
or objects can have a discrete value, I'm not sure.
All right. Well, make a. I would say in this case, then make a roll. Make your vigilant roll at a +4.
+4. All right.
Yes. Not really a lot veiling this.
I failed.
You
Oh
failed.
no.
Yeah.
All right.
here we go.
We gotta put these dice that we're using into a game
Well,
that is
to-
not a roll under.
Yeah. To be fair, I have a very low vigilant. I wasn't really thinking about the fact that which site depended on vigilant when I chose that.
Oh, no.
Well, we have to make sacrifices somewhere.
Yep.
This is a somewhat new ability for you that still needs honing. So
Yeah.
you're still getting the hang of it and haven't quite gotten a hold of it quite yet. A valiant effort, though.
Oh, yes. Yeah, with the 4, I had the +4, I had a 45% chance of making it. So, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was almost half.
Yeah.
Hmm?
All right, Criven, what are you doing while Willow is looking at herbs and Ponder is staring off into space?
Gee, I'm not great at vigilant either, but I guess I kind of want to, if they're busy shopping, I guess I want to kind of survey the surroundings and see if any people or creatures stand out. If we're kind of being watched or marked or anything like that.
Okay, so are you going outside and doing this, or are you like taking a peek out the window, or what you doing?
Yeah, I guess like once everybody starts shopping, they'll just kind of like tap their foot and kind of mosey their way out and wait out there where there's some fresh air.
Okie doke. All right, then go ahead and make me a vigilant test to look for any potential ne'er-do-wells, I suppose. No?
It was a really good roll. If I was rolling close to 20.
All right. You're sort of keeping an eye out, and you're, there are still like a few people out and about, sort of going about their business, and you see every once in a while.
I mean, yeah.
Yep.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
You froze for like 10 seconds. So
yeah. That's representative of
and the moment you went,
mind just
you see?
Representative of both what Criven is seeing and what is just happening.
You need to go back and watch it.
It's that thing of like where you look at something and all of a sudden your gaze just gets locked on to that obscure for no reason. You're just like,
Yeah.
And that's what everyone on the street looks like.
Yeah, it's like those moments when Tom goes really still, and I don't know if it's freezing or if he's just doing that until I see somebody else move, and then I'm like, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, you see, there are a few people out and about, and you get the odd glance here and there, but nothing that you're not used to. So, yeah, nothing that feels really off.
Okay. This is fine.
Willow's probably not going to push the questioning with this lady. I suspect if she's never heard of it, if she had been like, oh yeah, that's great, then I might have questioned her a little bit. But I think Willow's just going to thank her and step back outside then.
Okay.
And look around and go, where's Ponder?
Yeah, when I notice you've left, I'll be like, oh.
It's like we left a toddler in the store.
Sorry, I didn't see anything that I wanted. Thank you.
I thought Ponder was with you.
Have a good evening.
Wasn't my turn to watch him. All right, so what else do we see around?
That's why I went with such low vigilant and discreet scores, because I wanted to do the absent-minded. What? What's happening?
My vigilant is my third highest thing.
Yeah.
Yep. You look around and your ox cart is gone. No, I'm kidding. It's still there.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No, I just think it's gone. Damn it, I left it right here.
Yep. No one even stole it. The ox just walked off with it.
Carl, no!
They put a boot on it.
Yeah.
I thought you paid the tickets.
Or, like somebody just covered it with a tarp and we're like, it's gone!
It's gone. Someone put a massive blanket over it. It's invisible now. But no, Oxcart is where you left it.
Okay. Maybe looking around for like an inn or something.
Yeah, an inn,
All
a
right.
hostel, somebody's barn.
Oh, I used to sleeping in the woods, but I'd like a bed for one night at least. So.
All right. You're sort of walking around and eventually, like once you get to the more western part of the town, you do end up finding an inn called the Broken Bottle.
The Broken Bottle.
Mm.
All right. Not as good as the Slaughtered Lamb, but
No.
it'll do. So the Broken Bottle. Okay. From outside, what does it look like? A rough place, or I mean, the name sounds like it will be. So.
I'm
In
not
spite
too
of
sure
its-
about this place, Willow.
I say, in spite of its name, at least like from what you can tell from the exterior, it looks like a well put together, well kept establishment.
Okay. I might want Ponder to go in first on this one.
All right. I'll get us a table.
Okay.
And a room.
Rooms.
I could pitch in for
Rooms.
that.
Okay,
Oh.
rooms.
I'll-
How many
I'll
rooms? Let's go for 3 rooms.
pass.
Splurge. We got money burning a hole in our pouch.
Now I gotta remember Magnus isn't paying this time. That's the wrong game.
Right.
So-
Yeah,
Invasion, I was just like, whatever you want.
that's right. We have wealth. It's not a problem.
You can have anything you desire.
Exactly. All
To be
right.
fair, you guys did get a pretty good chunk of change before you went on the expedition. So
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen this much money at once in a very long time. I'm not sure ever.
All right. So Ponder, you're going in first.
Ponder goes in first.
All right. You walk in and you see honestly, it's nothing extravagant, but it's a very cozy and sort of like well kept together. It's a bi-level building with a few tables here and there. This sort of like functions as an inn, but it's more like a tavern that is capable of housing people for the evening. So it has a very cozy vibe about it. There's maybe 10 tables with a few people sort of sat at about 3 or 4 of them, just sort of enjoying some pints, and is sort of at the bar / registry, I guess. There's a man sort of on the older side, maybe like late 50s, early 60s, just like cleaning a tankard, and he looks up and gives you a friendly wave.
Good evening, Tavern Master. Would you happen to have 3 rooms available?
Tavern Master, I kind of like that. Yeah, we have some rooms available. How many?
3.
I'm sorry, I just blanked there entirely for a moment.
I'm sure it's been a long day for you.
Yes,
and
it's the
alcohol
early
fumes
onset
don't help.
dementia. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's all right.
All right, 3 rooms. That'll be 6 Ortegs.
Okay. Paying up front, I assume. And
That would be appreciated.
I'll take that free table over there. My compatriots will be with us shortly.
By all means. Can
Oh,
I get you any
I-
drinks or just the table?
Read my mind. A bottle of tawny port, please.
All right, of course. Yeah. Sort of it like looks behind him. He's like, and he pulls it off the shelf, sets it to you.
Excellent. And I don't know what my friends will want, but probably ale or something.
All right. Well, I suppose I'll wait to hear from them in that case.
They should be in any moment. They're taking care of the cart and the ox.
Oh, you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
carry? You folks carrying? Is it a trade wagon? You in town for?
No,
trade?
no, we're just going to be on the road for quite a while, so we took the loan of a cart so we would be able to carry more stuff with us.
Understandable. We see it's a decent amount of folks for trade around here, so I was just curious.
Oh, I'm sure. Yes. No, we're just passing through, heading up to, the big city. but I forget what it was. Something with a K. Tarsus?
Carvasti.
Carvasti. Yes, we're headed up to Carvasti.
I wouldn't necessarily call that a.
And neither would I.
Yeah. Well, it's compared to the sum total of all the cities in the area, it's one of the larger ones.
I suppose that is certainly a perspective.
Willow's going to come in through the door.
All right.
Wave to Willow.
Nods.
One of your compatriots, I'm assuming.
Yes. This is Willow Grimsbane.
She'll come up and kind of checks behind the bar, kind of seeing what he's got. Any squirrel ale?
Ooh, I didn't think to ask for that. You drink that?
I do believe we have that, yes.
It's an import. So.
Nice.
Yeah, and she'll...
Just a glass or the bottle?
Oh, the bottle.
All right. I like your gumption. And he pulls it off the shelf and sets it on the bar top.
Slaps down some money.
Little chunks and bits of fur swirling inside the bottle.
But that's how you know it's fresh.
Just really disgusting looking.
Yeah, she'll put down some money and even a little extra. And thank you.
Thank you.
One too.
Looks behind her. She's like, Criven, you like squirrel ale?
I do.
And she'll buy him a squirrel ale.
Sound like you have a frog in your throat there, friend. And he picks up another bottle and puts it on the bar top.
And
That'll clear you out.
Criven pulls up the mask and has assumed the form of like kind of hardened, wizened, older, like rough-looking individual with this long flaxen hair and like a stubby, broken nose. It's my favorite.
I'm happy to supply you with it then.
Keeps
me
up. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. So, and she raises her glass to Criven and to Ponder. Cheers.
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 Oh, and Cabin Master will take 4 of your evening meals, 4 servings.
All right. And that'll be out shortly for you.
Thank you. We'll be right over there.
All right. So she's gonna take her glass. Can she overhear any of the conversations going on, or is there music playing, or what?
It looks like there's someone playing. Yeah, I was about to say a lute, but it's definitely not a lute. It's like a
it's a hurdy-gurdy.
Yeah, exactly. I do like hurdy-gurdies a lot now. It's like a cross. I'd say it's more like a cross between a lute and a violin, almost.
Okay. She'll mumble.
Makes a very interesting sound.
She'll mumble Freebird as she goes. And
does it have a bow that plays with it, like a cello or a violin?
Yes.
Okay.
It does. So you can make me a vigilant check if you want to like overhear any gossip.
All right.
I'll try.
Sorry, make me a vigilant check at -1.
Critical fail.
17. Oh.
A -1. So
yes.
What happens if it's exactly a match?
Then you succeed.
Oh, cool. 6 and 6.
All right. Love to hear it. I love when at least one of you succeeds at something.
Right. I rolled my 20 for the day.
Yep. That's our one.
Hopefully you got that out of the way and it won't happen again.
Guys, that's what we call failing forward here.
Exactly. But you are listening and basically a lot. As you sort of like look around, you see that it seems the majority of the folks in here are of a free settler nature, just sort of based off of how they're dressed and just sort of the things that are things that they're talking about, because there is a lot of sort of I would say hostile discussion about the current magistrate Mandila Arabis.
Mandila Arabis.
And how they kind of just want her gone because they don't want any of the people of Prios in their town.
Oh, that's a little disconcerting for me to hear. All right, I'm glad I took on a new appearance. Any other snippets? Or is that the main gist?
That's the main gist. There, you do overhear sort of like one that is one bit of conversation that is significantly more mundane and less about Ambrian oppression, and more just one guy talking to his friend, commenting about about how the Hall of Fish was very good today.
Oh, good.
Oh, HAUL.
Yeah.
Yes, HAUL, not HALL.
But,
I'm like,
but
these people have some weird customs.
Yes, not just the Hall of Fish, not the Hall of Fish.
that's basically a museum. It's a tourist attraction. You know?
Exactly.
The Hall of Fish.
Yep. But then the tavern master ends up walking out, and he sets down 4 plates of trout with various assorted vegetables and baked potato on each plate.
Nice.
You say 4 plates?
Yes, Ponder ordered 4 plates.
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I
I missed that part.
He's eating for 2. So.
Yeah. Oh, are you expecting?
I'm expecting to be hungry after I finish the first plate.
Before the tavern master can leave, I say, I did have a question, if you don't mind.
Oh, certainly.
I had some friends headed this way a couple of weeks ago. They were out looking for some. Oh boy, what was it? Look over it.
Some sort of plant, wasn't it?
Yeah. Twilight Thistle. Apparently it's apparently it's pretty popular. Anybody come in looking for anything like that or mention that?
Not to my knowledge, but we get traders in here quite often from all sorts. Do you know what did your friends look like? Were they what walk of life were they?
Probably looks over at Criven. Kind of like him.
Only less handsome.
Or to do, I'm sure. I can't quite say.
Have you heard of Twilight Thistle?
I've heard rumors here and there, but I can't say I've ever seen anyone with the plant.
Okay. All right. She'll. Well, thank you. I didn't mean to hold you up. Thank you for the meal.
No trouble at all.
Before
Please
you go,
enjoy. Yes.
Before you go, is there a place where we might be able to put our ox for the night?
I thought you were going to
stable.
take care of that.
Well, we have a stable, little more to the west, relatively not too far from the lake. We could rest your cart outside of it and have your beast of burden rest in it for the night.
I very much like that. And make sure to give him something good to eat. You'd be so kind.
I will certainly do my best.
Very good.
And then he sort of like snaps, and this sort of like young man, like maybe early 20s, sort of like runs up to him, and then he looks back at all of you and says, "Where was this cart of yours?"
We toss him the keys. Here, yeah, you can go park it. So.
That's how
It's
you
out
unlock the
front,
wheel
you
nut.
can't miss it. Big ugly beast it is.
All right.
And treat him extra nice.
And I'll slide a shilling over.
All right, and he sort of like looks over at the young man, sort of like nods for him to take the shilling. The young man takes it and says, "I will do as the nice man says." And he says, "Yes, sir." And he heads on out to take care of Carl, or Charl, or however we ended up pronouncing it.
Yeah.
Look up with the CH.
Yes,
Sorry.
Carl with a CH.
Charl. All right. Well, she's gonna probably kind of dig in. What was that? I don't. Well, so far nobody's heard of the other party that's on their way, or were on their way. Who knows if they even came this way?
True. They could have forded the river or gone east and crossed at a narrower point.
And so far, at least two people here. One has heard of Twilight Thistle, but doesn't know where it would be, and the other one had no clue. So that leads me to believe it's not anywhere near here.
Right. Well, we are still on the
Right.
outskirts of the edge of the forest, so
Seems that
still, it's good to know that there are rumors of its potency even here.
Yeah, I'm just more worried about the competition. See if there's anybody else out there.
Mm-hmm.
On the upside, I hear this fish is supposed to be mighty good.
She looks down. She's like, "Yeah,
Tasty.
It is indeed tasty. It tastes very fresh.
okay."
It was a good haul today.
Mm-hmm.
So, looking about this place, probably not much else to do here besides drink and sleep. And she might have a second squirrel ale. Criven, another ale for you. All of a sudden, she's sliding into this Irish accent. I don't know why. So,
Criven rubs off on her.
Just
Yeah.
being around Criven, they have that effect on people.
apparently, yeah.
Slipping in all sorts of different accents. Uh-oh. Am I...
No, you're still
No,
there.
you're good.
You're still
You're
there.
good.
Yep.
Yep.
It's squirrel ale. The chunks get to you. So.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
They just start seeing things.
just like hairball.
Yep.
Has anybody kind of been watching us while we eat? Seem like they're maybe listening to us.
You make a I'll give you another chance.
Vigilance
Make another
check.
vigilance check.
Sure, why not?
Vigilant. Vigilant.
I would say, but since this time you're doing it with your eyes instead of your ears, I'll give you a +3 on this one because it's, there's not a ton of people in here, and I'd say,
I did not need it. I rolled a 5.
Good on ya.
lovely.
Good. I rolled a 16.
Baller.
Yeah.
And you sort of like look around, and you see sort of like this, somewhat what you were describing to
Tavern Master.
the tavern master in a way. You see a fairly grizzled older man, sort of sitting off by himself, very like dark gray hair, that's pretty unkempt, very like scraggly beard, and most notably he has an eye patch and he is missing his left arm.
Ah. And if she and he seems
And
like
he's sort of like you sort of notice that he keeps eyeing you every once in a while.
Okay. She'll look over and she'll just wink at him.
He closes his one eye back at you. It's hard to tell if he's winking back at you or
Completely fucking with him.
or if he's just blinking.
She resists the urge to call him Lefty. Yeah, she'll kind of go back to looking at the group. Saying, "Oh, we have an admirer, or at least I do."
Former acquaintance.
Oh,
of yours.
perhaps you should go speak to him.
It's a little old for me, but I suppose we could have a chat with him. And she'll look over at him and just kind of raise her ale up to him and says, "Cheers."
Yeah. Before you even are like raising up your glass to him, you look up and you see he's already heading in your guys' direction.
Oh.
Hmm.
All right.
And he just sits down at the table fully uninvited.
Hi there.
Hello.
Now, what would your name be?
Secundero.
Oh, that's a mouthful. Hi, I'm Willow.
Good to meet you.
You
And the
come
two
here
of you?
Jaskar.
You can call me Ponder.
A pleasure to meet you both.
You come here often?
I come here often enough.
Seems like
I like the
decent place.
ale.
What do you drink?
Pretty much anything, if I'm being honest.
Ah,
But I admired that you were having some squirrel ales, so
puts hair on your chest.
it
Keeps you
certainly
strong.
does.
Puts hair in your stomach.
Shh.
Puts
That's
hair
one of-
everywhere, really.
That's one of the secrets. So seems like a pretty decent place. No trouble or anybody in here. Is it usually pretty quiet?
Depends on the time of day. Depends on how riled the free settlers are.
Yeah.
Do the free settlers often get riled?
Well, they got riled enough to kill the previous magistrate, so I would say
Oh,
They
that
don't-
news had not reached my ears.
yes. They don't very much care for the Ambrian presence in the city. Well, town.
Foolish.
So
The current magistrate is actually the widow of the former magistrate.
Oh, that's awkward.
That's a word for it, yes.
But at least there's familiarity.
I suppose that's a way of looking at it.
So you get a lot of Ambrian travelers coming through here?
There, not too many stay longer than to trade. There are a few. There are a few with the new magistrate. There are a few Ambrians who are a bit more willing to settle in permanently, much to the free settlers' chagrin. But Not too many. For long periods, at any rate.
Hear anything interesting about the area? We like to gossip.
I can tell. So do I.
Hmm.
I suppose it depends on what you might find interesting.
Well, should kind of glance over at the other two, like okay to proceed. She'll look back. She's going,
Yeah, there's a nod.
You wave a potato at you.
Some friends of mine came through here. Maybe we think they maybe came through here a couple of weeks ago. They're out looking for Twilight Thistle.
Interesting.
Heard of anybody out looking for that?
I've heard of a decent number of folk looking out for that. I must say it's a pretty bold move chasing a legend.
It is, yeah. Well, the victor goes the spoils, right?
I suppose that's true.
So what do you do?
I suppose you could describe me as an independent sellsword.
Ah, how's business?
Pretty well. I'm on a break.
Ah, okay.
We'll see how long that lasts.
Well, I'm going to get myself another squirrel ale. Can I get anybody anything?
I'm good, thank you.
Probably should call it the night.
And she'll kind of look over and kind of back at our new friend whose really long name.
Secundero.
Secundero. Maybe I should probably, maybe hold off on that last squirrel ale. Well, it's very nice meeting you, Secundero.
The pleasure was mine.
We'll probably see you around at some point. Who knows?
I would hope so.
If we come across anybody looking for a sellsword, I'll send them right here.
I may or may not be here, but I appreciate the gesture anyway.
Of course. All right. Should just give him a nod and probably take her bottles back to the bar. See if the tavern master's still there.
All right. Yep, he's there.
Just kind of slide in and be like, so what's the deal with Secundero here?
Oh, the monster slayer?
Ah, okay. Yeah. The sellsword with one arm. Sure. Is he any good, or is it like, I don't know.
Oh, he's incredibly good.
And she kind of glances over. She's like, I suppose, yeah. Guess you don't get to his age by getting eaten by a monster. So
yeah. He's much quicker than you would imagine for a man of his age and missing an arm and everything.
Well, all right then. Sure.
I haven't seen him in action myself, but I've seen some of the trophies he's brought in.
Oh, like what?
Well, there was this. You're one of the. I'm sorry. What tribe are you from? I don't want to lump you in with everyone.
Of course, yeah, that would be horrible. I'm Bayaga.
So I'm sure you're familiar with the sheer amount of spiders, the massive spiders in the forests.
Yeah.
Deep. Once you go deep into the woods, you run into these almost spider people, like these humanoid spider-esque creatures, and he brought in the corpses of 3 of them one time. It was truly a sight to behold.
Damn. She'll look back. She'll go, All right. Well, that's awesome.
I'm not going to lie. It was a bit off-putting, but impressive nonetheless.
Did he want you to like put him on the wall or something like that, or?
No. I believe that one was for. I think that one was for the Ordo Magica.
Oh, okay. So they operate here.
Every once in a while they'll put up a bulletin either here or I suppose more often it's in Thistlehold, and this tends to just be a stop for people who are passing through. So I believe he picked up the contract from them in Thistlehold, and he was just transporting them through.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, we will definitely be looking out for spider people and all that. So, hey, thanks again, Tavern Master.
Of course.
And I'll just put a hand on the bar, turn around, and is our friend still with my compatriots?
Yep, he's still sitting there.
Okay. Now he's a guy I don't want to piss off, so so she'll kind of slide back over and I think I might want to retire for the evening.
Yes, me too. I have some reading I need to take care of.
Long road ahead tomorrow.
Don't remind me.
Where are you all heading?
Northwest.
Carvasti then?
Yeah. Since she doesn't see a point in lying about that. It's about the only thing that's northwest.
There's not much else there, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
It's the
No,
only.
we're going 2 feet past Carvasti.
Yeah, we're going
Small
past.
little
Adjacent.
Yeah, we're going.
East
We're going.
Carvasti.
We're going to the bottom of the cliff. We're not going up onto the cliff itself. We're just looking at it.
Why would you do? We're just going to stare up.
That's crazy talk.
We heard actually it's a beautiful landmark. A natural ruggedness of the bottom of the cliff is
Yes.
truly one of the treasures geographically.
Yes. The way it goes from jagged to smooth it's nothing else like it.
Those striations are very interesting. Yes, they can tell us a lot about how this.
Which one? Oh,
what was I rambling again?
You were, but it's Are you headed that way?
I was contemplating as to whether to head back towards Thistlehold or venture back that way. I'm not unfamiliar with them, and I've been on more than one occasion.
If you'd like to join us, you're welcome. Can't pay anything though. I'm sorry, friend.
You have a few companions to help make the travel a little less boring, a little less dangerous.
Well, I suppose I'll think it over. And then you can think it over as to whether you want a companion in the morning or not.
Right. Tell you what, we'll be here in the lobby, whatever.
We'll be here in the lobby of this
The
tavern.
tavern master's going to really love that.
Exactly. We'll probably be around here in the morning. If you're up and you feel like journeying with us, you're welcome.
All right. I'll think about it and give you my answer then.
Is he still sitting there?
Yes, he. I say he actually gestures to.
I was supposed to say NPC. Sorry.
Yeah. I would say he actually gestures to the tavern master, as we are going to keep referring to him as.
Has no name. He's tavern master.
And says. He says, Rogan, a squirrel ale, please.
Okay, Rogan. Okay. All right.
Well, gentlemen, I will be taking my leave. I'm going to head up to our rooms, and I will see you in the morning.
All right. She's got
About 10 a.m., right? That's when we're leaving.
She's like, 10 a.m.? Half the morning's gone by then.
Fine. Can't slip anything past you. I'll see you at dawn.
Dawn, of course.
And I'll get up,
Yep.
bust my own dishes, take my bottle with me,
Yeah,
slip upstairs.
yep, she'll leave as well.
All right.
Himself too.
A few minutes
All
later, I'll
right.
come down complaining about how I can't get the damn card to work.
There's a key that I gave you. It's a key. There's no card.
I waved it at the door and nothing happened.
You're supposed to put it into the lock. Have you never used a lock before?
I was supposed to have a king size bed. This is clearly a queen. So
I'm giving this a 1 star on help.
all right.
All right, so you all go to your rooms for the
Yeah.
evening.
Mattress was moldy, 3.5 stars.
Airbnb would not recommend.
The straw was not fresh. So no. Someone had beat on it.
Fish was fresh, straw was not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Have we
all
thrown
right.
you completely off course?
Not completely off course, but
All right. We'll try harder. So.
We're just fishing for jokes at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. Boom. All right. So, any of you do anything before you settle in, go to bed for the evening?
Nah, gonna read a bit, drink some more port, go to bed
All right.
I would say
early because got to get up to leave by dawn.
I would say Willow might like meditate for a few minutes.
Okay.
Since she tends to be, her thoughts tend to be kind of, she's always on, but she's learned some meditation to try to like kind of chill out a little bit and kind of center herself before laying down to sleep.
All right. I suppose, like, out of a curiosity, like when she meditates, is she just, doing it to settle her own inner thoughts, or is she trying to commune with a spirit of some sort, or what does that look like for her?
No, it is more just to calm her own thoughts. She's not, because if she gets engaged with a spirit, she's never going to sleep. So
Okay.
yeah.
Sounds good.
Yep.
All right. Kriven, you doing anything before bed?
I think Kriven would have in place of prayer. I think Kriven would have been one that would have like recited prayers and rites and stuff at dawn and before bed, and now kind of likes the peace that brings, but is also wrestling with their connection to a deity that they were raised on, and now is like basically the whole order has rejected. So I think that maybe Kriven says, like, recites very quietly some prayer, but also turns it into a practice of like changing faces and practicing voices. So spending time in the mirror and just like saying something that's familiar, but trying to say it in different voices and musicalities and rhythms. So it brings peace, but also like also centering on grounding, but also keeps kind of an adaptability and stuff like that. So kind of a pleasing sense of mutability and familiarity.
Okay, very cool. All right, so sort of do that and sort of like give yourself this sort of small familiar comfort before bed, before settling into the evening. And Ponder, you reading anything exciting or just looking through notes?
Mostly, looking through notes. There's not very many books on Jakkar, really. I mean, the Umbrian Empire's only been here, what, 20 years?
Yeah, a little over
10
20
years.
years.
Something like that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, a little over 20 years.
So there's not too much. So I'll probably have, whatever the latest treatise, what they know is, which, is probably more like a little chapbook. And, making notes of what I want to look at, sort of like a research plan of, a checkbox of things I hope to investigate while we're out there.
All right.
Obviously, want to meet elves. Want to find the thistle, but like a bucket list, basically. But don't ask me to come up with what's on the list. Yeah,
it's okay. You don't have to do that.
A bigger bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do I want on my bucket list?
Buckets.
A bigger bucket with a more square shape. All right, so you all settle in for the evening, and rest finds all of you easily enough. I kind of want, dang. God, where's my notes when I need them? I wanted to do a roll to see if you guys had a hangover the next morning or not, but you guys didn't drink that heavily, so I'll let it slide.
Squirrel ale's smooth. So.
All right, but you all slowly wake up, come dawn, some more easily than others. Willow, you get up, no problem. Criven, you also get up relatively easily. Yeah. Ponder, you're a bit more sluggish on the uptake there because you just don't want to be up right now.
Don't want to be up. Sorry, I'm late. I didn't want to be here.
Willow's probably already had 2 cups of tea, and probably looking around for something to eat. I would assume the tavern master is not on duty.
No, he is not on duty right
Rogan.
now. Rogan. Yes, Rogan.
Yeah. And there's no one manning the front desk. So. Yeah.
I think Criven would have joined Willow at this point, and just kind of leaned in, has assumed the guise of Jakkar from last night. So, hear anything about our one-eyed, one-armed friend?
She's kind of looking around. So he's looking.
Not gonna lie, I straight up thought you were gonna say flying purple people eater.
Yeah.
I had to stop myself because I was starting to say it, and I was looking like,
hell, if he can do that, we're definitely bringing him along.
Hopefully, we won't encounter any purple people, though.
She's looking around. She goes, I haven't seen him, so okay. Or we're waiting for Ponder. So.
After about a few minutes of you guys sitting there, Willow drinking tea and Criven having whatever they wish within reason that is breakfasty, you see the
gravy.
I'd say that's reasonable. I'd say that's reasonable enough.
Yep. Yesterday's bread sitting over on the counter.
Yeah.
Whatever they got.
Yep. The door opens and you see Sicandero, and he clocks the both of you and walks over. Have a good night.
Not bad. How about yourself?
Not bad indeed. I slept under the stars.
Oh, I was going to ask you if you were just coming in. So what do you think? You wanna tag along?
Why not?
All right. Do we get a little thing that pops up? You've gained a follower. So.
Yeah, you get a little notification in the corner saying Sicandero has joined the party.
Sicandero will remember that.
Exactly.
You get taken to his inventory and we get a chance to swap things out.
Just pile all of our crap on him.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Everything else is just junk. Oh, in his inventory. So,
Oh, he's got an enchanted sword. Yoink.
his boots are better than mine. So anyway,
Criven, can you make me a discreet roll at -2?
Sure. Success.
Okay.
Rolled a 7.
All right, sounds good. So, where's your third companion?
Thump, thump.
You just slowly hear like just every step down the stairs as Ponder is slowly making his way. Yes, I do suppose it seems like he's the sort that's a bit difficult to sneak around.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, my discreet, very low. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning to you as well.
Secondary, you'll be joining us after all, I see.
Close enough. Yeah.
secondary.
Player 2. How did that happen?
Sequential. So, no. Secondaro.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Second arrow, huh?
Apologies. Sorry, my brain's not quite awake yet.
Still slowly becoming more cognizant.
Yes. Is there any calf?
And she'll point over to the bar. Maybe that's where she found some tea. So
Yeah, they have like a self-serve like coffee juice.
Yeah.
The juice is, fruit that you have to smash.
Exactly. You have to like
pick up an orange and squeeze it and just
you have to take the coffee beans and then turn them into grounds and then do it yourself.
Well, I mean that's as it should be.
Yeah.
put them under your boot. Squish.
Extra flavor.
You don't want to know what was in the tea bags.
Yeah, so I'll go and make some tea, scrounge around an old roll or something, and try to drag my brain into gear. This is, of course, much like what I have to do every day.
Oh, they got a whole make your omelet bar over here.
I'm still looking for some avocado toast.
I wasn't aware you could toast an avocado.
And honestly, are there vegan options here? It seems like not. So.
No, I think the best they do here is pescatarian.
Makes sense.
Okay.
So, out of curiosity, and he gestures to Willow, I have to assume that you have been to Karvasti at least once, and then he looks at Criven and says, "You also look the sort who may or may not have been there."
May have been,
a couple of
yeah.
times.
You, on the other hand, I'm not entirely sure about. Have you been to Karvasti?
Oh yes, but it was about a decade ago. Much. I'm not awake at all. I'm just going to sit over here in the corner.
Here, have some tea.
All right. Well, good to know that you're not all going in entirely unprepared for what's there.
Were you about to say blind?
Yes, I was going to, but I didn't want to go there. It's too easy to do that.
Yes.
At worst, we'll be half blind.
Exactly. And he sort of just like flips up the eye patch, and he has like this just scar that goes through it, and the eye isn't so much like missing, more as it's just like extremely glassy looking. And he just flips the eye patch back down.
Can I ask how that came to be?
You can? and I won't answer it.
Fair enough.
Was it Nick Fury? Come on. So.
It's too embarrassing.
Well, no time like the present. Let's get on the road.
A
Again.
sound plan.
And she drank a ton of tea. She's going to use the bathroom first, and then so
Mhm.
Right.
All right.
don't want to have to stop every 10 minutes.
Just
so.
pee off the side of the cart.
She could, I suppose. Yeah.
Mhm.
I suppose that would be a what would that be? A discreet roll, or would that be an accurate roll?
Could also be cunning.
I'd say
Yeah. Depends on what your goal was. If you didn't
yes,
want to pee on the cart,
yes. I guess it depends on what your goal is. Yeah, as to whether you wanted to accurately not pee on the cart or discreetly make sure no one can tell that you're peeing.
Well, she's a little shy that way, so. Anyway, we've dissolved into or devolved into a.
sorry, I actually have to go pee, so I've got pee on the brain.
Into ridiculousness.
That's all right. Okay. Is he going to ride in the wagon with us, or is he going to? Does he have his own horse?
He's gonna ride in the wagon with you.
Okay. All right,
All right.
then. Ponder lead the way.
Ponder will lead the way.
Poor
Come on,
Ponder
Carl.
has to fucking walk, but otherwise he's
Come on, Carl. I can't make you drag my ass around.
I can't do that to you.
All right.
And then you'll hear him muttering every now and then, but Carl. That's,
Oh,
that kills people.
Oh, good stuff.
I think
All
Carl.
right. So, all right. So you guys slowly start making your way, not downtown, up north.
I'll bring up the map again. So.
Yep. And luckily, there's a sort of well-trodden path leading from Jakkar up northwest to Karvasti. So, due to the path and close proximity, you deem you can most likely make it there in a day and a half. If you
Sure.
keep up a good pace.
Is there a bridge, I would assume, at some point?
Yes,
across-
there's a bridge once you get to the river.
Okay.
So long as you're following the path.
Mhm.
We are. Yep.
All right, sounds good. Say, you can chat amongst yourselves, a sort of like look out for what's going on. But if not, then for the sake of brevity, I will fast forward us.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you're just going to have, every half hour, we're going to be stuck for 15 minutes while Ponder wanders off and sketches some flower.
I'd
I've
like
never
to.
seen this one before somehow.
That's right. This is why everybody hated Darwin.
The only the only thing she would maybe want to do is be looking for herbs. But I mean, it's not like critical. I mean, otherwise we can just fast forward. So
All right, sounds good. You were
Okay.
saying, Jeffrey?
I'd like to try to discreetly pee off the side of the cart.
Okay.
Not actually.
but it's canon.
But I probably could.
Good.
I could, but I'm not going to.
I'll hold it. Thanks.
Okay. All right, then for the sake of brevity, I will fast forward us to you sort of reach the base of the cliff leading up to Karvasti, which sort of sits at the top of the cliff.
Is this like a Thunder Bluff kind of thing? There's an elevator somewhere.
No, more like you have to walk. More like you have to walk around and follow the path up the cliff.
Okay, that's what I figured. Okay, so
Unfortunately, no, there's no magic elevator to take you up there.
You think this dumb waiter can take all of us up?
Nah, it's too dumb.
All right. How is there a lot of traffic up and down the path?
I wouldn't say there's a ton of traffic, but you do sort of see a few barbarian folk heading up, and you see one sort of like as you're at the base of the trail, you see a few heading up ahead of you, and you see a witch walking down. Willow, this is no like strange sight to you, but you see a witch riding a massive stone colossus down the trail.
Is it someone she recognizes?
At a glance, she doesn't look familiar to you. But her face is also obscured at the moment, so it's a bit difficult to tell. But the mask itself doesn't look familiar to you.
Okay. Yeah, she's just gonna step out of the way and just kind of look up in awe.
Is that even remotely normal?
I would say you would know that it's not uncommon. Depending on the various tribes, some of the witches are known to sort of control and ride these massive colossi creatures.
Okay.
I gotta collect that mount.
Yeah.
Right.
I was gonna try to find a shiny point and stab it.
Are you serious?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say because Willow would stop you.
Okay, we're gonna write up a new character now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
PvP, let's go.
Yes. This one appears to be more stone-like, but you know that they come in like various forms of like natural material. The most common ones are more wooden looking in nature, but they can feasibly come in many different natural forms.
And this one happens to be stone.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, this one just happens to be stone.
So we'll pull Carl over to the side of the path as much as possible to let them pass.
Yeah. No cow patties today.
Yeah, it makes its way down the path. The people who are heading up sort of like give the witch and her colossi wide berth, and they also come. It's more common for them to be quadrupedal. This one is quadrupedal, but some of them do come in bipedal forms as well. And as the witch and her colossus make their way down, the witch on top looks down at all of you, and without ordering the colossus to stop its motion, she sort of like nods at all of you in acknowledgement and just keeps on going about her way.
That's right.
Willow just call up, "Good day, mother."
Yeah.
To you as well, sister.
She's acknowledging rank. So.
Sweet ride.
Wow, I didn't know that was possible. Yeah, they'll just continue on the path. I know she, the player cannot remember the name of like the head witch who's here.
The Holdra.
That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. That would be something she would like to visit, but she doesn't. She wants to find out more what's going on here before consulting management, basically. So,
Okay, Karen.
we're looking for your manager, yeah. So, so, yeah, I'm assuming this is a big place, though.
Yeah, it's a I'd say it's less so. Well, I guess it depends on your definition of big. There's not like a gigantic mass of people here all the time ever presently, but it is very spacious, and there are plenty of people, whether they are permanent residents or just sort of like pilgrims who are here for a short time and then go on about their business. There are a constant there's like a steady flow of people in and out of this sort of holy site.
Okay. And she's gonna say to Kreven and Ponder, I wonder if we found a scholar, Ponder, like someone who might know about folklore and legends, because this Twilight Thistle is supposed to be legendary.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
There's
and well, depending on, okay, so Ponder, you haven't been here in like 10 years, correct?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, and Kriven, about when do you think the last time you would have been here?
Probably last time Willow was here.
Okay, so then both of you would know that within the past 5 years, the Church of Prios has set up a sort of pilgrim camp at Karvasti, because it turns out that a temple on top of the cliff where Karvasti is what is believed to be the oldest known church of Prios. That is very old, and so it's considered a holy site to the Church of Prios. And when this was discovered, there was a massive clash between the barbarians at Karvasti and the Ambrians with the Church of Prios before they ended up, which, respectfully to the Ambrians, they didn't stand a chance. And for whatever reason, the High Chieftain and the Huldra allowed the Church of Prios to set up at the temple and sort of like set up a pilgrim site with a thurge and a limited amount of Templars at the temple.
This really seems odd to Willow, because she thinks they would have thought they would have just totally driven them out. But this kind of living in peace thing seems it's a little odd to her. But she knows Kreven. She's not going to offend him by saying, why are your Prios, loving people here? Well, we're looking for lore. We're looking for information.
Mm-hmm.
Twilight Thistle is supposed to be magical. So...
Yep.
So to me, we seek out mystics.
Indeed. I would think the Huldra might have some knowledge, and I can try to see if perhaps one or more of my contacts from 10 years ago are still around.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't really kept up with the people that I met here. Sad on my part.
Willow's going to tend to want to go with the Huldra. I mean, she's not, not going to go with the
Right.
the intruders to her.
It's Facebook complicated, but Criven could offer to go check in and kind of poke around the church site and see if there's anything to be gleaned from that side of things, from the Theurge and Templars.
Yeah. And Willow would go along, but she's probably not going to say anything, and she's probably going to obviously probably not hide her heritage, but probably let Criven, do the talking essentially.
All right.
Yeah, well,
So-
we can't
So it's not to
split up.
split the party.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't
Criven
want to
hits-
split up? Okay.
Yeah. Criven hits the church.
I was
Willow
going to, but
hits the Huldra, and then Ponder will see if he can find there's got to be people of the studious kind that are here that aren't necessarily Ombrians, people who were here 10 years ago or whatever.
And Secondaro,
and-
what does he want to do? What does he recommend?
Well, the Huldra certainly does seem like a good starting point, especially for the barbarians among the group. Though, asking this Theurge, I must admit I don't have much of a rapport with her or anything. But she could also offer potentially a different perspective.
I like
Different
your
can always be useful.
I like your dialogue options.
Mhm.
So well voiced.
Yeah. I want to ask you another question. No,
We'll talk later.
yeah. I will wait here for you. No.
I gotta reload the save and see what all the dialogue options are.
Exactly. We're gonna turn this.
I
into
need a
Baldur's
save
Gate.
scum to know all of what you say.
Exactly.
How do I increase my relationship level? Oh no,
Relail.
Hang on, I gotta look up the walkthrough.
If it doesn't say Secondaro approves, I'm quitting the game.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's more efficient to split up. So, I mean, what I'm thinking is me and Secondaro can go talk to the Huldra. And if Criven and Ponder want to go check out the church.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll give you back up there.
Sounds good to me. And you would know that the Witches' Enclave and Shrine of the Setting Sun, as the temple is known, are both in the same general direction, but the Shrine of the Setting Sun is sort of like up on a secondary cliff face that you have to take the path up to, whereas which is on the more like northern part of Karvasti, and then the Witch Enclave is sort of like built into the cliff face on the like more southern part of Karvasti. So you're both you'll both be heading, both groups will be heading into the same general direction before they eventually have to part ways.
All right.
And
Good luck.
shall we meet up at the Witches' Enclave in a couple of hours?
How about right back here?
Fair.
Good choice.
A good plan, I think.
All right. We split the party. So.
Yep, we split the party. And I kind of feel like that's a good stopping point.
That's what I was thinking. It
does.
It might be
Yeah.
a good place to stop. So, yep. So save. And
Yeah. Save game.
And then
quit.
jump off the cliff to see if you can die in this game.
Yeah, see if there's fall damage.
let me save cycle a little bit. I'm going to put this in slot 2 right after
Yeah.
slot 1.
Exactly.
Yeah,
All
which
right.
is always the experimental save slot. Save 2 is never the serious one. It's only save 1.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But then you get to that point, you're like, should I have a new save one? Because I don't want to go too far back. So I end up just anyway.
Right.
Anyway, so okay, that's awesome. Thank you.
You don't do
Anyway,
5 or
this is-
6 saves and then just keep saving over the 6th one.
Sometimes. So Baldur's Gate, I think I only had like 3 or something like that. So I
Wow.
never finished
Yeah,
it.
I think
anymore.
I always kept about 3 in Baldur's Gate also,
Yeah.
which sometimes proved to be a mistake, but
Yeah.
we live
Yeah.
with our mistakes.
All right,
Excellent. Well, this was most interesting.
we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yes.
It's good to have an NPC to kind of nudge us along and maybe help us. I get the feeling we're getting into some heavy combat. So
Yeah.
Uh,
Like anybody who's like a famed monster hunter and is missing any appendages, is like,
he's a badass. Yeah, yeah. I mean, as soon as I
Let's
heard
take
Monster
him with
Hunter,
us.
I was like, he's coming with us.
He's either good or really damn lucky.
Yeah, exactly.
or both.
Right. How many parties has he been the sole survivor of?
The world may never know.
how many licks does it take to get to the center?
He's not going to tell.
All right. So, all right. So next week, episode 3
Yeah.
here on Restless Barbarian Gaming. If you haven't already, folks, if you've been watching, thank you. Please give this video a like. Subscribe to the channel. I want to thank all our new subscribers. We've had a couple new folks join. Thank you again. We appreciate that. And anything from our GM before we depart for the evening?
No, I don't think so.
Anybody? Anything to plug?
Check out Hudspeth Games on drivethrurpg.com.
Check out my handle at jgilmcart if you want to see some characters for the various games on this channel and other random stuff.
Right. And
Awesome.
hire Jeffrey to do a character portrait for you.
Yeah,
He
seriously.
has very reasonable prices.
Yes, he's also very good.
Nice guy. And yes, please feel free.
All right. All right. Well, we'll hang up for the evening, folks. We'll see you all next week then. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.